Hello my friends! In today's video we will be taking a look at very interesting piece of equipment, Smartta SliderMini. Slider is generally a useful tool for filmmaking because it introduces movement into your shots, which makes them more interesting. At the time of making of this video, the slider is available for pre-order through Indiegogo campaign. I will leave a link to that in the description. As you can see, this is not an ordinary mechanical slider where you need to have extremely steady hands. Here the slider will do the job instead of you because it is motorized slider and all that you need to do is control it using the smartphone app. SliderMini is not only a slider, but it is also a time-lapse machine, which I will explain later. Of course, there are other motorized sliders on the market, but this one is pretty unique because of the size and portability. It is just 26 cm long, but it still provides 20.3 cm or 8 inches of travel, which is usually enough for me. The weight is just 569 grams, which is also very light considering that there is motor and battery inside, and it also has to have some stability. The build quality of this slider is great. It is made completely out of metal. It definitely feels like a solid premium product. It also comes with USB-C cable for charging and cables for remote shutter control while shooting a time-lapse. In terms of the controls, there is just on and off button. There is also USB-C port for charging and 2.5mm jack for remote control. On the bottom you can find 3/8 of an inch thread with 1/4 inch adapter for mounting this slider on a tripod, and on the top of the moving part there is also 1/4 inch thread for mounting the camera or the ball head with 3/8 of an inch adapter. The only compromise in terms of the build is that if you use it with heavier lens in upright angle, it might trip over, which is priced for a low weight, so I recommend using it with lighter lenses. So how does it perform? First, let's take a look at how does it function as a slider. As I've said, using this thing is much easier than holding your breath while you are trying to move the camera as smoothly as possible, which is pain to do, especially for product shots where even the slightest jitter is visible. Here you just need to connect the slider to your Android or iOS device, set the speed, which can go from very slow to 1 cm per second. The smoothness is very good. I have no problems with using it at 50mm on full frame or equivalent. At slower speed you can go even further to about 75mm and the movement will still be smooth. There are basically two options in terms of movement. You can either place the camera parallel to the slider and move it forwards or backwards, which creates sort of a zoom in or zoom out effect. The other option is to place it at upright angle, which creates movement from left to right or the other way around. Controlling the slider is very easy. The app works well on my Galaxy S9. The user interface is very simple. There are basically 4 modes. The first one just lets you control the speed and direction of the movement. Second mode is the time-lapse mode, where you can choose from presets depending on what are you shooting, or you can set your own interval and playback time. The third mode is stop motion. To be honest, I don't use that. And last mode is loop mode, where the slider switches the direction of the movement at the end of the rail. In terms of time-lapses, this tool is great, especially if you use Sony camera without time-lapse functionality, like the A7 Mark III, A7R Mark III or A9. SliderMini comes with 3 shutter cables. I have tested it with Sony, Panasonic and Canon, and it all works. In the time-lapse mode, the slider will move at selected pace and it will also control the shutter on your camera at the same time. Especially if you use longer focal length, this brings natural movement into your time-lapse, which certainly makes it more engaging. Overall, Smartta SliderMini is in my opinion a great creative tool for filmmakers. It is very well made, small, versatile and travel friendly. Very important thing is that it is very easy to use, which is probably what I like the most about this slider. It is a piece of filmmaking equipment which simply gives you more creative options, which is often more important than having the best possible camera. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you like this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.